Good morning. It is another day of working in the shop. Today we are going to be working on the heavy wrecker, but first let me tell you how awesome I think this heavy wrecker is. We have had the heavy wrecker all over the sand dunes. We've had it in the rock. We've had it in a little bit of snow.
We've had it in mud, lots of deep mud. It can break the suction by lifting vehicles up instead of just trying to pull them straight back.
And they don't even need wheels on them.
This is an amazing vehicle, but it is unfinished.
On top of that, this vehicle was imagined, designed, engineered, and fabricated in this shop, and it is one of a kind, and it is big, and it is complex.
And there is no owner's manual.
Or shop manual, or repair manual. No warranty was inferred or implied.
Nothing.
But for some reason, we're still getting calls to extend our warranty on this thing.
You should take them up.
Possible spam. Hello?
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah, put me down for another, I don't know, 25 years.
For sure.
Thanks.
These airlines, they're not even hooked up, and I think we're gonna be deleting them.
We got some janky tinfoil on here. While it is serving some purpose, it's gotta go ultimately. This isn't finished.
And this is broken.
We got all these holes up here that need to be plugged. Got wires hanging under the dash. Point is, it's just not finished. So on top of not being finished, it's also a semi-working prototype that has shown us some of its weaknesses. And we're gonna have to reimagine, redesign, re-engineer a lot of the parts that make this thing as awesome as it is.
And we're gonna fix them.
We've had a few incidents out there on the trail that's been a little, I don't know.
Scary.
Scary, that's the word I was looking for.
How did this thing die? You hear fuel?
I smell fuel.
I don't have brakes.
It's never completely stranded us, at least not overnight. We've always got it back on the trail and back home. But I think we're kind of running out of our luck.
We are. It's time for some serious maintenance, and that's what we're gonna do today.
So, guess what? The cab's coming back off.
Oh man, look at that. That's bad.
Look at the time. We have got to get over to Schultz's Products to say happy birthday to my steel dealer, Rowdy.
Happy birthday to Rowdy.
Hey, when was your birthday? You didn't? No. Oh, I thought
Now
everybody
you
knew.
do.
Happy birthday.
He won't tell anyone, so don't feel bad.
So anyway, we came here to wish Rowdy happy birthday. He's my steel dealer. Can't live without him.
Yeah, we're kind of friends too. So.
Are you a steel dealer or a steel pusher?
Both, I guess.
Well, it's time to party. We'll see you guys in the morning. We are back and we are working on the wrecker today, and there's plenty to work on.
There is indeed.
But just like any super duper vehicle built from scratch, we have some bugs to work out of the system. Before we show you everything that needs to be fixed, I'd like to remind you that even Doc Brown's time machine had some teething problems.
Right. No.
Also, Kit, the most advanced car ever, had some weaknesses that they had to get sorted out.
It wasn't indestructible. Remember Goliath?
Yeah, Goliath got him.
And then there's the A-Team. What about the A-Team?
Their plans always came together.
Oh, that's not a good example.
It's a bad example.
Never mind.
So before we get to actually like fixing what's broken and re-engineering stuff, I want to simplify some systems. So I was out fighting windmills when I was designing this, and I've realized that now.
All right, Don. Let's pull it together.
Yep.
And simplify.
We're gonna pull it together and simplify. So first thing that's gonna happen, airlines. I do not need central tire inflation on this. It is a very complex and problematic system that the wrecker just doesn't need.
So what are you just gonna leave it at 12 or 15 PSI or whatever?
Yeah, we have the air compressor. If we need to go up and down, we can.
All right.
The airlines that we do need to keep are the lockers and the airbags. And those haven't given us any trouble.
Just a little bit of trouble.
I've got to run out and fight some other windmills. And I'm going to leave Tom here to just start stripping this thing down.
Okay, let's get to it.
All these rubber hoses gotta go, Max.
Short throat shifter.
We're not gonna need this anymore. So this is where we bypass the fuel line because we broke this one over here. Like it got torn in half by the drive shaft. So I'm gonna pull this one off and we'll just get rid of that. That'll be fine. Man, it's nice to be able to use a ball peen hammer without anybody complaining. Don't need this anymore. Looking a little bit better. I also vacuumed out like 50 pounds of sand, so we'll go do the same thing on the other side. That job up at Bryan Head, this whole area started smoking and was lighting on fire because there's so much stuff packed in here. So we're gonna open it up so there's more room to get stuff pulled out, and this will be a little better. Okay, this part we actually need, but we're gonna put it somewhere else. Oh man. How many trail repairs is this? Where does that go? Oh, could be one of these. So if you've noticed, Jake and I's arms are pretty tore up. That's because of poison oak. So when we went on our lost gold mine trip, poison oak was everywhere. Just like last year, I had a horrible last year, and I'm just not smart enough to stay out of it, I guess. So I've got it again. We're itching and scratching, but we're gonna push through and be fine.
Poison oak bros.
I'm gonna start knocking these loose. Okay, rear steer. That one we can chase down and get rid of. Hello.
Well, we got it.
What did you get?
The windmill. We caught it.
You got a
I
windmill.
defeated the windmill.
Wow.
Wish you could have seen it.
What's the windmill?
A huge waste of time.
Yep. Holy smokes. I left the shop for 2 hours and look what Tom did.
I stripped out everything I could and made a big pile back here.
We're trading some complicated features that we don't need for simplicity and reliability. And this is everything we took out. We got rid of 2 of these valves because we're not doing the central tire inflation anymore. What happened is we've been working this truck and we've realized some of the features that I engineered into it, I just don't need. I don't need on-the-fly tire pressure changes. I just don't need them.
What do you set it at? 12, 15?
I run about 14, 12, but even if I have to let air in and out, it's only a 10-minute ordeal to like totally change all 4 tires. The range that we change them in. They're never over 14.
Yeah, and if we can simplify the air system so that the lockers work all the time, that's a huge win. So in addition to all this weight, we got rid of another 100 pounds of sand, all filled with automatic transmission fluid.
Aside from eliminating a bunch of complexity, we're also getting rid of a bunch of weight.
The wrecker is going on a diet.
Okay, we're gonna be mounting the air valves for the lockers and for the airbags right here, and we're gonna be eliminating these plastic lines.
Eventually.
But now we've got to address the thing that forced our hands and made us tear into this, and that's this giant fracture.
Oh man, that's bad.
That's 100%. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push this outside. We're gonna disconnect the drive shafts. We won't have to unbolt anything, we'll just take it out.
Okay, we have a whole new piece going in here. It's made out of steel, not aluminum. It'll be 11% more better.
We're gonna have to push this back in. We gotta get this out of the danger zone. I'm the exact opposite of Tom Cruise. I like to be out of the danger zone, not in the danger zone. here.
If you're worried about your flanges, you can get some Matt's off-road recovery gloves.
I'm worried about your phalanges.
You can get them at mattsoffroadrecovery.com.
I had my lungs checked out with x-rays. The hospital always.
See? Guy lives in the danger zone.
I don't. I'm the opposite of the danger
I don't
zone.
believe it.
The opposite of the
You
danger
can keep
zone.
saying that, but I don't believe you. Matt's danger zone. The beauty of this kind of failure is that it makes disassembly super easy.
You gotta look on the bright side.
I love it when these come apart.
Look how easy that came apart. We didn't have to undo any bolts.
Look, you can see the stuff in there.
Here, grab this and kind of help me wiggle it back.
All right. That's splined in there a long ways.
There it is. Super tough.
Okay, let's lift.
So Rory's not here. That's why we're gonna use the forklift.
Yeah, the last time he just muscled that whole thing right in there.
Let me reenact that. He was like, where do you want this? He's an animal.
Okay.
You're in a pitch zone, so just...
I think I've seen this in one of those safety videos.
Okay. That's really well balanced. Pump at the strap in the perfect position. It was just perfectly balanced. All right, that can go back on the old thingamabob.
Yeah, it broke right in here.
It's hard to see it. Have to take this back to the lab for analysis, but let's say this thing's broken.
I got my half.
I got my 2 halves.
Oh, wow, 3 halves.
I wonder where this originally was cracked.
Oh, yeah, because it's been leaking for a while.
Yeah, it was just a really small leak, and then it went full-on gusher. I don't like that.
Ooh, metal. Magnetic tip on there.
Yeah.
You got the 8.1 on one side and the 54-inch tires on the other.
We got an unstoppable force and an immovable object.
Got a bunch of metal right there.
Yeah, this thing's full of metal.
This part.
I need a bigger hammer.
Still grabbed the wrong one. I see metal, but I don't see anything seriously damaged.
1-to-1, and that is 2.72 to 1, and that's the one it's sliding out of. But the teeth look like they're in good shape. So it's not getting enough swing into gear. So let's put this thing back together.
Okay.
I just want to see range of motion. Yeah. Okay, so that's high range, which we have no problem with.
All the way in, that's
Yep.
bottomed out.
Now move it to where it would be in low range.
Keep going. Keep going. Oh. Right there.
There's high range. That's not engaged. Look how far out that is. Hey Jamie.
Hi.
We're reverse engineering a doubler. All right. Jake just noticed this bearing in here is torched. It's ruined.
That's where the metal's coming from?
Yeah, and it makes sense because when this was turned loose, that's where it was gonna bind. So we need, and that's where all that metal's coming from. It's not from these teeth. These teeth are in great shape.
Is that a blind hole? How do we pull it out of there? Oh, that is really tore up.
It's like it's missing a whole row or something.
Some kind of spacer, yeah, it's a mess. Let's get a number.
66561. It's an FC.
All right, so this thing's a mess. I'm gonna clean this up so when the boys come back, they have a nice spot to work and not get all greasy.
This snap ring was hiding behind this seal, so we had to just pull the seal out, pull the snap ring out, and then this fell out. And the whole reason we're doing that is these gears have a little bit of hum to them. Nothing you're gonna do about it, and there's nothing wrong with them, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't this bearing that was humming, and this bearing's in perfect condition. So now we've just got to finish taking this apart and seal it back together.
It's fresher than it was. I don't know if Matt thought of this when he built this thing, but the way the water goes out, there's just holes everywhere, so I think it was made to be sprayed down.
Drain holes.
Yeah, it's kind of convenient.
All right, I've got all the critical parts here completely clean. Blew all the dust off of them. They look really good. I might should spray them down with something so they don't flash rust. Flash rust. Where do you think we are? Someplace humid? Well, we're getting flash rust. I spoke too soon. All right, we're gonna start with assembly here. I got all these surfaces clean, and then I surfaced any of the imperfections that we put in them, any of the high spots.
Yeah, you better not make a mistake on where the holes are either.
I gotta make sure that everything's lined up. All right, but I don't have to like it.
That worked a little too good.
You think?
Yeah. I thought we were going to be wrestling with it. It was going to go on the press.
Oh, we ain't done yet.
Haven't got screws in it yet.
We're gonna tighten it in a crisscross pattern to spec.
And what's the torque on that?
You don't want to get it too tight. You don't want to leave it too loose. So these are the two parts that we need. O'Reilly's is getting these in for us, and then we should be getting them in about an hour. So we're gonna build as far as we can up until we need those, and then we'll stop and wait for parts. I'm talking like I'm gonna get that far in an hour. Okay, I'm gonna get the planetaries in. Okay.
Wow.
That's familiar. That's like an automatic transmission.
Is that what they mean when they say all the planets align?
Yeah.
They're talking planetary gears.
Yep, they align. Okay. We talked to Steve from Off-Road Designs. We talked about the problem we were having with this bearing, and he said 100% when that broke, that put all the stress on this shaft. They should be floating in there nice and easy like this, and they weren't. They were like this, all bound up. Is that a good visual? And then they were rotating, and it squished that bearing out of there. So it wasn't the fault of the Magnum box, and it wasn't my fault either. I'm not taking any blame for this. It was General Motors and their faulty adapter. Whenever I'm assembling something like this, I like to have an air hose close, so I can just blow the dust off from whatever tool, the parts, if there gets any on there. I like to blow it into the project I'm working on. These are dangerous, man. These can get quite frisky. Okay, I think we can just kind of push that down. Okay, so that seal goes in here, but we don't have it yet.
With the wood screws or without?
Yeah. And then, let's see, that worked. We're good. Flip this over now. And then the new one of these goes right in there. And we don't have it yet.
Told you you'd get there in less than an hour.
Yeah, this thing went pretty smooth. Heffa, you want to come inspect my work since Ed's not here?
I can't replace Ed.
There's no gold in there. What are you messing with that for? So Ed's still down at his claim, just messing around, looking for gold, camping with Fred. All right, so we've got Trail Hero coming up. The wrecker's in pieces. We really want this together for Trail Hero, but there's another just as important reason. We're doing a thing with Yukon gear and axles. I don't know a bunch about it. I just know there's a throne and the wrecker needs to take it out there. Take it away, Tom.
I've been building this drone for the last week. Yukon asked us to make this. It is made entirely out of Yukon axles and Yukon gears. We're gonna drop this thing somewhere out at Sand Hollow and you're gonna have an opportunity to go find it. I'm gonna get Red to help me finish up a few last details.
Fit like a glove.
Now it's done. Almost.
That's in there.
You guys are sneaky. Almost missed that.
Yeah, we're sneaky. I'm gonna make sure that this is torqued to spec. All right. Okay, now we need to press the bearing in. So here's the bearing.
The old one. That's the old one.
Yep.
And where is the new one?
It's in the freezer.
Okay.
Seems to be right. What would you think, Tom? About like that?
Yeah, that looks good. I mean, it has to go together, right? So that's the only requirement.
Yeah.
One side mostly on.
First thing I did was dip it in the goo. Okay, I really like this. I feel really good about what just happened here. Oh yeah. The court seem right? Ow! There's low range. And there's high range. Piece of cake.
Okay.
All right, let's set this puppy in.
Oh, nice. Look, he added these logos and beefed up the side. Now it's done.
Do you feel like a king?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's just lay it all the way on its side. He wants it on its side. What'd you make this out of? Yukon parts? Okay, yeah, just plug those. They look good.
So never do this unless you're making one of these, and never make one of these.
Can you believe the difference? Well, as if things weren't going bad enough, I kind of grabbed this and checked it. That needle bearing is definitely wiped out in there.
But the good news is, we have a spare transmission ready to go in.
Uh-oh. His foot. Red's foot.
Come back just a little more forward, one or two. There's steel toe.
My bad.
All the bolts out of it over there?
There it is.
That's what we wanted.
Okay, up.
Okay, we should probably put this in 2 pieces. Push this one this way a little bit.
That's pretty good. Right there is beautiful.
Okay, hold it. This goes in with one strap.
Yeah, I got it.
Why did I feel like I wasn't carrying this thing?
I felt pretty good. If I don't have to bend over, I can do pretty good. I'm as good as I once was if I don't have to bend over. Okay, now I can spin that.
Getting it? Okay, try again. That's on. Feel like, yep, there you go.
Okay. We just launched our app. You can check it out at morestuff.com. Check it out.
The following video is not safe for YouTube.
Welcome to the More Stuff app, where you get exclusive access to content you can't get anywhere else on the web, not even YouTube. Join us here for shenanigans, giveaways, live question and answer, reaction videos, trail rides, and stuff not safe for YouTube.
Like explosions?
Yes.
What about firearms?
Yes.
What about hunting?
Yes.
Aliens?
Uh-huh.
Matt in a bathing suit?
Nobody wants to see that, except for Jamie. Here's a taste of what you're gonna get. That's an optional obstacle. I like to hit it every time Paul can't. I have trauma from this job.
Oh my gosh!
Hand in, hand in. I don't have brakes. Whoa, off the brake, off the brake.
We might drag this back out and finish it. This is acquisition. It is a 1963 Spider, so that's the turbocharged model. Check out the levels below, pick what's best for you, and we'll see you on the other side. Woo! It's a new day in the shop, but we are still working on this. It's getting close though, so we're just finishing up some fuel lines. We've rerouted everything, so I don't know if you guys remember, there were 12 circuits, or between wiring and fuel lines, there was 12 things running right underneath here. So we ground off these tabs so it's nice and smooth, and we have rerouted, drilled a hole through the frame right here so we can run the fuel lines. When we finalize the brakes, we'll be running this brake line through there too, just to make sure if this ever explodes, we're not going to lose brakes, fuel, electrical, or start a fire with brake fluid or gasoline or electrical wire.
One catastrophe at a time, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing the classic wire tuck right now.
This thing is going to be running today.
It has to be, because we've got to deliver the throne. And if not today, tomorrow. But it's got to be today.
I don't know what's going on.
It's coming high, it's coming out of this.
Right out of the connector. Let's pull the connector. So no, there's no O-ring on that, is there? Maybe it just needs to be pulled out and seated. Did that seat?
It just seated. It felt like it just seated.
I'll bet it wasn't pushed out all the way.
Seems like that plug is quite
Sentimental.
loose. Okay.
Get it?
Yeah, we're plugged together. I don't know if it's gonna stop leaking.
Let's mop up the leak a little bit, and then we'll know if it leaks more.
Okay. So that could just go right there. And this
Where did this hose
in
go?
that.
What are you having troubles with?
I got this other fuel line. I've got to take it apart. This is the return line. So taking this guy apart, I'm gonna build another one that runs all the way to the back.
Away from the exhaust and the drive shafts. Maybe we've already mentioned that, but it's worth mentioning again.
It could ruin your day if you don't.
Alright, so everybody went out to lunch. I'm the only one here. And yesterday I was working on the chair and I thought I was done. But Tom brought a few more stuff he wants welded on. We have this, and we'll add a few more of those things on there. So that's what I'm gonna real quickly do. Shouldn't take long.
All right, we're ready to put the cab on. We've got everything important under here done. We've just got to drop it down a little bit, hook up the shifter, hook up the shifter, and the shifter. We've just got one airline going up front now, and it's just only going to the front locker. And I know we didn't do the hard line, we did plastic because we are in a dreadful hurry, but we have protected it from all the heat of everything, and I think it's going to be just fine. I've said that before.
But this time we can fix it.
These ones,
I need to loop this
I
whole
think
thing.
I think these got. Well, hold on. Let me see. Let me get this on the other side of this. Here, put it underneath so we can get a throw on it and push down on it.
Okay, those two are good.
Is that? Here, let's put a little this on there. This little faux Loctite. Okay.
Good. You got enough room right there if I move this steering thing back in front?
Yep, okay, gently pull those two things in. Okay, we're gonna be rotating back a little bit as this comes in. We take the cab off and put it on a lot, but not enough to be good at it and remember how to do it. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Okay, that one's locked in. Okay, well, let's just think for a second. Can we start this now?
That's what I'm thinking. Can I turn this key?
Well, the batteries aren't hooked up.
Well, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna climb up here and start yelling for wrenches. Okay, this electrical is gonna go live.
Watch for sparks.
And explosions. Okay, that's on. Woo! Oh, sorry, I was trying not to do that.
The very thing. The very pants you were returning.
The very pants.
I slipped and fell in mud.
He was on his way to the store to return his pants, and he slipped and fell in the mud.
And he couldn't return them.
Couldn't return the
There's
pants.
that mud all over him.
The very pants he was returning. And he's like, how are you going to return them if you were wearing them? And he's like, weren't you listening? I couldn't return them. I fell in the mud.
It was a great story. It's no longer Kramer's though, because it was sold.
You sold it to...
Whoa! It's alive!
That is a good sound right there. I like it. Okay, this thing is up and running. How's it working?
We're going to see.
So far, no leaks. Okay, it's running. That means our electrical works, transmission's working. We got to see if this thing will shift. We have not hooked up the lockers and the air system, so that'll be tomorrow, but we just got to get it running.
You forgot to say, surprise, we didn't hook up the lockers. Second gear.
Sometimes the first shift takes a minute.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, this transmission was just rebuilt, so we got to get it working through all the gears. That's all four. God, it's gonna look like a brilliant. Just tore up, man. I'm so excited.
That's Sam. We never put the cables up. I forgot to put the cables up on their thing. The shift cables. I can hear them. They're touching the drive shaft. The very pants I was returning.
That's what this test drive is for. We're gonna go right back to the shop and put those up. Okay, would you call that kind of a success?
Yeah, I think that it's doing the things it does. I hate every noise on a test drive.
And there was a lot.
This thing's just noisy. We did it, Tom! Woo!
Now what?
The next thing. All right, things got out of control. It's the next day, it's the weekend. I'm the only one here, plus Hefe.
Hello.
And Peanut. And Max. And Lady. Trail Hero is in 2 days, so that means we've got to get this thrown out to the desert and get it hidden. Why are we hiding it? Yukon's having a contest where if you find this throne, take a picture, send it in, you can win prizes. I think it's a pretty good deal too. If you want to find out where the throne is and how to win prizes, you can check out the link in the description. It's going to be awesome. All right, we got the throne dropped off. Good luck finding it, and thanks for watching.